Welcome everybody to my YouTube channel. I'm Eleanor Edwards, an Australian soprano, and today I would like to introduce you to a very special guest, Mr. Victor Valdes.
Thank you.
International performer and harpist. Welcome, Victor.
Thank you, Eleanor. It's a big pleasure for me to be here with you.
Thank you so much. There is lots to tell you about this amazing international artist, a virtuoso Mexican harpist, and a walking encyclopedia of Latin music, who has refined the harp as a solo and lead instrument. How did you come to choose the harp as your instrument?
Harp is a very traditional instrument in my town, Veracruz, in Mexico, in southeast Mexico. And my teacher, he used to hold a program for children in primary school in my town in Jalapa, Veracruz. And when I joined the primary school, I get chosen to be part of the musical project and dancing too. And over the years, I've been studying and performing. And when I grew up, the same teacher, he's the director of a very, very renowned music band in Mexico, folk music band called Tlenguicani. It's a Aztec Nahuatl language, meaning the singers, and they are specialized in harp music from Latin America. The harp came with the colonial times, with the Europeans to Americans, and you can find harp from Mexico till Argentina in some periods. Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. I love the harp. Can you tell us a bit about the different types of harp?
The harp is a historical instrument. Like my teacher at University of Veracruz, every time when he talks about the harp, he referred to the times of human being develop all the gear for hunting. Like the harp, the origin of the harp could be the arch of the hunter. That's the most primitive idea of a beautiful harp instrument. But in between the concert harp and the arch of the hunter is plenty of different shapes of harps from different countries. And we have obviously the concert harp with pedals, is fully chromatic. Irish harp is very similar to the Latin American harp, but I hear this research about why harp in Latin America, and apparently Spain between 12th and 16th century was a center of harp music in Europe, probably for the influence of the Celtic. And in 16th century they start conquering Latin America, and they brought the instruments of that era, and then they brought the Baroque harp, and that harp was so popular, and every country in Latin America make their own version of it, and you can find Peruvian harp, Bolivian harp, Ecuadorian harp. But the kings of the harp in South America are the Paraguayans and the Colombo Venezuelans. Colombia, Venezuela, and Paraguay, they are the masters of the harp.
It's very, very interesting. I first met you when we were featured as special guests on Marusia's national tour. Also performed with other great artists all around the world, such as Jimmybarnes, Aloe Blanc, and Mariachi Band, and performed many times in one of my favourite venues, the Sydney Opera House.
Yes.
What has been one of your most memorable performing experiences?
Definitely in Australia, the biggest excitement in my career is the first time I performed with Jimmybarnes, because he's the rock, the king of rock of Australia. Then we met at a cabaret festival in Adelaide in 2009. I was invited by David Campbell with my full Mariachi Band, and then David kindly was present at my concert. And when we finished, he said, "Look, Victor, that was so nice, different colors to the cabaret festival. Now I want you to meet my dad." And for me, David Campbell doesn't switch with Jimmybarnes. And then I learned the whole story later. But they said, yes, I'm going to meet Mr. Campbell, of course. Then we went to the hotel bar, and Jimmy was standing there. And I approached him. And he said, "You know who I am?" I said, "Yes, you're an heritage of Australia." "And where are you from?" "I'm from Mexico." I respond. And you can't believe this. He said, "I love Mexican Harp."
Oh, really? That's amazing.
Exactly. And I said, "I think you are joking. You are kidding me." "No," he said. "You know, in the 60s, a big artist, big rock and roll artist, record with Mexican harp, Mexican guitar, and Mexican bass." And he said, "Where do you live?" I said, "I live in Sydney." And he said, so us. Come home for dinner and I showed you the music." And that's it. We went to Mahali's birthday, and then Jimmy stopped the party and he says, "I don't know how I'm going to do, but I'm going to put your harp into my rock and roll." And my biggest challenge and experience in Australia is that.
That is so amazing. Wow, what an experience. Yes.
Then we did a national tour. He took me to many places around Australia and introduced me to his crowd. And he tells the story to his audience. And I arrived with my Mexican outfit and everything. And I'm glad. He's like my godfather in music in Australia. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. You were obviously showing talent from a very young age, and I'd like to pick you up on what you said about the great skills early on, like dancing as well as music, because your dance was recognised with first placings in national competitions in Mexico, and when you moved to Australia you started teaching Latin dance at the Sydney Dance Company,
yes,
before founding the first traditional Mariachi Band in Australia in 1998. So how did dance contribute or influence your music making?
Rhythm. The rhythm we need in dance, when you put things together, rhythm is very important part of music. And for me, it's the most important part of music. Because make you vibrate. A good rhythm song make everybody dance. You know, like you feel like it's pushing you to the dance floor. Then to be a dancer, this contribute a lot, because my dancing is Mexican folk dancing. It's a lot of tap. It's a lot of tapping, because our indigenous people they stomp, and also the Spanish people, particularly the ones from Andalusia in the south of Spain, they are famous for the flamenco dance, and those dances mix and create what is now Mexican folk dance, and that was my specialty. And this is like playing percussion with the feet.
It's So interesting.
Yes.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And so your Mariachi Band, how many instruments do you play, and how did that develop the role of your harp playing in performances?
I play more than 15 instruments, mostly percussion and strings. From all the instruments, I prefer the harp because it's very complete. It's a very complete instrument. I can accompany myself and sing, or even dance a little bit. And it's like a piano. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I would love to have an album of your classical harp playing. So, do you have any plans to make a record?
Yes, we talking about that. Like I have a record. Like it's no on sale in platform yet. Right now, we have my album for sale at the concerts. That's why. But very soon we're gonna keep recording and add into the platform. It's called Lion's Dream because this is my composition, and it's got lots of different styles from Latin America with the harp.
Wow. So you mentioned you compose. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, being in Australia opened my heart and my brain to explore things, and also the influences of different aspects of music. Like I'm very close now to the operatics with Mirusia, with you, with Diego Torre from Opera Australia, and my dear friend Jose Carbó. He's a very renowned baritone, and they love, like you, to invite me to accompany them. They love, like you, to invite me to accompany them, just solo harp, and they sing, and that bring me a different perspective and another challenge to go into music, but also other cultures, like we're doing now a project called Sounds of the Mediterranean, and it's a journey through music from Spain to Lebanon, like all the way going from Spain, France, Italy, Greece, Turkey, and we're doing that. One of my compositions before this project is called Origins, and I try to make a voyage from the Middle East into Spain, from Spain to the Caribbean, and from the Caribbean back to Africa. And I call it Origins. Is my composition.
Oh, that sounds very, very cool. So would you say that traveling has influenced you in your...
Yes, traveling, but also living in Australia, because we are here next to each other with different cultures, that's so interesting. Yes, so multicultural. Yes, and that made me grow as a musician and entertainer, and give me the possibility to enjoy different sounds, different ways to communicate with music.
What is the best place for us to find where you'll perform next?
You need to go to the Facebook and like my page. It's called Victor Valdes Official in Facebook, or Instagram, Victor Valdes Harp. Victor Valdes with an S.
Thank you, Victor, for the interview today. It was so lovely talking to you and hearing your story and learning more about the beautiful harp.
Thank you, Eleanor, for this opportunity. I always enjoy to play with new talent, and you are very talented soprano.
Thank you so much. Would you like to play for us?
I love to play something.
Here is Victor Valdes on the Mexican Harp. you.